Aries, you push people away to prove you don't need them. You act like you don't care, but you care a lot. You run when things feel vulnerable. You fight when you feel unseen. What you really want is someone who chooses you without making you chase. Someone who matches your fire without turning it into a war. Taurus, you hold on too tight when you're afraid to lose. You cling when things feel shaky. You resist change, even if it's growth. You shut down to protect your peace. What you really want is a love that feels safe and exciting. Someone who stays, but still surprises you. Gemini, you talk yourself out of good things. You overthink every signal. You keep it casual even when you're catching real feelings. You ghost when your heart gets scared. What you really want is a deep mental and emotional connection. Someone who gets your many sides and doesn't try to simplify you. Cancer, you love hard, then shut down completely. You give and give until resentment creeps in. You expect others to just know what you need. You test people's love instead of trusting it. What you really want is emotional safety. A partner who gives as much as you do, without having to ask. Leo, you need to feel chosen at all times. You shine bright, but panic when the attention fades. You can confuse love with admiration. You hold back vulnerability to protect your pride. What you really want is a love that celebrates you, even on quiet days. Someone who sees your soul, not just your sparkle. Virgo, you try to fix what isn't broken. You nitpick to protect your heart. You overanalyze their words, their tone, their intent. You create emotional distance in the name of logic. What you really want is someone who understands your need for stability without needing perfection. A love that's consistent, even when it's messy. Libra, you choose peace over truth. You say yes when you mean maybe. You stay in things that don't feel right, to avoid conflict. You lose yourself trying to keep the balance. What you really want is a love that feels like home, not a performance. Someone who sees your truth and stays, anyway. Scorpio, you test people to see if they'll betray you. You go deep but hide behind emotional armor. You trust slowly, then lash out fast. You fear abandonment, so you abandon first. What you really want is soul-level loyalty. Someone who holds your hand when you spiral, and doesn't let go. Sagittarius, you leave before you get left. You crave connection, until it gets too serious. You joke to avoid hard conversations. You chase freedom, even when it costs you closeness. What you really want is a relationship that feels like an adventure, not a cage. Someone who lets you be you, without disappearing. Capricorn, you hide your feelings behind your to-do list. You work hard so you don't have to feel too hard. You confuse independence with emotional distance. You avoid vulnerability because it feels inefficient. What you really want is a partner you can build with and break down around. Someone who sees your heart, not just your hustle. Aquarius, you pretend you don't care as much as you do. You act unbothered when you're hurting. You intellectualize everything, even your own emotions. You push love away to protect your peace. What you really want is a relationship built on mutual respect and shared ideas. Someone who feels like a best friend and a safe space. Pisces, you romanticize what you wish it was. You fall in love with potential. You ignore red flags because the fantasy feels better. You give too much, too fast, hoping it turns into magic. What you really want is a love that feels like intuition, not illusion. Someone who meets your depth and holds it with care.